हरि श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मरन मोहन जू की जय। नित्यालल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशुमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय। नित्यालल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशुमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यालल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशुमार भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्यालल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशुमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यालल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशुमार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्यालल प्रविष्ट महाभागवत श्रील गोरक्षदास बाबू जी महाराज की जय। नित्यालल प्रविष्ट शिव सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। नित्यालल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबू जी महाराज की जय। श्री रूपानुपर्य गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शार गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नाम जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट विदात गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अवतीर्णौ सकारुण्यो परिचिन्नौ सरीश्वरो श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य नित्यानन्दौ द्वौ भ्रातरौ भजे। नमस्त्रिकालसत्याय जगन्नाथसुताय च सभृत्याय सपुत्राय सकलत्राय ते नमः। जय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य लक्ष्मीकान्त जय जय नित्यानंद वल्लभ एकांत जय जय वैकुंठ ईश्वर न्यासीराज जय 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 भक्त समाज। तवाय वास्मि न जीवामि त्वया विना इति विज्ञाय देवी त्वां नायमां शरणन्तिकम्। भक्त्या विहीना अपराधलक्षाय क्षिप्ताष्टकामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वं शरणं प्रपन्ना। वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम्। भज श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। The glories of Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata and Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur. Ore Mudha Lokshuno Chaitanya Mangal Chaitanya Mahima Jate Jani Veshakal Krishna Lila Bhagavate Koheve Vyas Chaitanya Lilar Vyas Vrindavana Das Vrindavana Das Koilo Chaitanya Mangal Jahara Shravane Nashe Sarvaya Mangal Chaitanya Nitar Jate Janiye Mahima Jate Jani Krishna Bhakti Siddhanter Sima Bhagavate Jata Bhakti Siddhanter Sar Likhiya Cheniha Jani Koriya Udhar Chaitanya Mangal Shune Jadi Pashandi Javan Sheho Mahavaishnava Hoy Tatakhan Manushe Rachite Nare Aiche Granta Dhanya Vrindavana Dasa Mukhe Bhakta Shri Chaitanya Vrindavana Dasa Pore Koti Namaskar Aiche Granta Korite Ho Tarila Sangsar Narayani Chaitanya Ruchishta Bhajan Tar Garve Janmila Shri Dasa Vrindavan तार की अद्भुत चैतन्य चरित वर्णन जहाँ रसवाने शुद्ध कोयल त्रिभुवन सहजे विचित्र मधुर चैतन्य विहार वृंदावन दास मुखे अमृते धार. By nature, all the activities of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu are very wonderful and sweet. And when they are described by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, they become like a shower of nectar. Jai Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki Jai. Jai Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata ki Jai. The Gaudiya Bhashya of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai. Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki Jai. Shnitai Gaur Premanande Hari. Sorry. Hari Bol, everybody. Dandavat Pranams. Champak Mataji. Ananta Om. Shubhananda Prabhu. Dandavat Pranams. And let's see. Rup Manjari Didi and Nitai. Vidya Lala Sadidi. Sarveshwari Didi. And I think Ganga Mataji and Vishaka Didi have been joining. I just haven't, for some reason, it hasn't been showing up. But then I saw it on Facebook later on. So, Dandavat Pranams, everybody. Jai Shri Radhe. I'm, as I mentioned before, I'm not like, I get really spacey when I fast. And yeah, my mind's just not all there right now. But it's okay. I'm just reading, so it doesn't matter. All right, so we are continuing on reading Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata. I think we're in Antya-khaṇḍa chapter 8. I calculated how many more readings we have. I think it was 6 more readings left until we're finished with entire Caitanya-bhāgavata. But tomorrow is going to be the daily Dainik Nadia Prakash program with Shrivas. And then the day after that will be the Raise of the Harmonist Ishtagoshti group. I'll mention it again at the end. So, all right, let's start. Chapter 8, Mahaprabhu's Water Sports in Narendra-sarovara. Okay, I'll just read from here. In this chapter, the author introduces and glorifies various devotees while describing the devotees' arrival in Nilachal from Bengal just before Ratha-yātrā. Hari Bol Kṛṣṇa Mai Didi. He also describes Śrī Advaita Ācārya and other devotees' arrival in Nilachal with their wives, sons, servants, and maidservants. Mahaprabhu is going to Attaranala to receive Śrī Advaita Ācārya. And then that's what we read yesterday. And today we're going to be reading about Balarāma, Kṛṣṇa, and Govinda's arrival at the lake called Narendra-sarovara for the Candana-yātrā ceremony. The Lord's watching the Candana-yātrā festival along with the devotees from Bengal. The Lord's performance of water sports in Narendra-sarovara. The Lord's taking darshan of Lord Jagannātha. Mahaprabhu's pastime of setting the example of serving tulasī. Oh, that would be nice for this month. Śrī Advaita Ācārya's glorification of Mahāprabhu's associates and their unique position, and the transcendental position of the Vaiṣṇavas. Okay, so now the more in-depth summary. When the time came, sorry, one second. I just need to write something down before I space it out. They made a bunch of dummy books for the Gaudiya Giti Guche. You want to see really quick? Here, look, I'll just show you. Where is it? Here. See, they made all different kinds with Bible paper, with normal paper, hardbound, softbound, like just all sorts of. And so they're gonna send all these samples to me so that we can make our decision. I was supposed to send the address yesterday and I forgot. Okay. So when the time for Lord Jagannāth's Rath-yātrā festival came closer, the devotees from Bengal left for Nilachal to see the Rath-yātrā festival under the order of Śrīman Mahāprabhu. Pandit Shrivas, Śrī Chandrasekhar, Pandit Gadadhar Das, Pundarik Vidyanidhi, Pandit Vakreshwar, Pradyumna Brahmachari, Thakur Haridas, Vasudev Datta Thakur, Śrī Mukunda Datta Thakur, Shivananda Sen, Govindananda, the scribe Vijay Das, Sadashiv Pandit, Purushottam Sanjay, Nandan Acharya, Shuklambar Brahmachari, Sridhar Bhagavan Pandit, Gopinath Pandit, Shri Garbha Pandit, Vanamali Pandit, Jagadish and Hiranya Pandit, Buddhimanta Khan, Acharya Purandar, Murari Gupta, Gurura Pandit, Gopinath Singha, Shri Rama Pandit, Narayan Pandit, Pandit Damodar, who had gone to see Mother Shachi, Śrī Advaita Prabhu, and Śrī Advaita Prabhu, all of them, they took various eatables that were dear to the Lord and journeyed with their wives, sons, servants, maidservants, and relatives to Nilachal, while chanting the holy names of Kṛṣṇa along the way. At Kamalapur, the devotees saw the flag on the top of the Jagannath temple and offered their respectful obeisances. Mahaprabhu could understand that devotees from Bengal, headed by Śrī Advaita, were coming. So he had sent Jagannath Mahaprasad all the way to Cuttack to welcome them. And he personally led the devotees of Nilachal to Attaranala to greet the Gaudiya Vaiṣṇavas. As the devotees of Bengal, headed by Śrī Advaita, and the devotees of Nilachal, headed by Śrī Gaurasundar, met each other at Attaranala, their great ecstasy swelled and overflowed like the confluence of the Ganga and the ocean. Then, keeping Śrī Mahāprabhu in front, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas went to the banks of Narendra-sarovara while performing Sankirtan and dancing in ecstasy. Okay, so I'm going to read from that point on. What verse did we make it up to? 74 yesterday. Oh, Kṛṣṇa. Okay. Let's read about when they first met with each other. Okay, so we heard, okay, so when the Lord of Vaikuntha heard about the arrival of Advaita Prabhu, he took along his associates and went to greet them. Nityananda, Gadadhar, and Sri Puri Goswami forgot everything else and happily accompanied the Lord. And then here's a list of all the people that joined. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Jagadananda Pandit, Kashi Mishra, Sarup Damodar, Shankar Pandit, Kashishwar Pandit, Bhagavan Acharya, Pradyumna Mishra, Paramananda Puri, Ramananda Rai, the Lord's pious doorkeeper Govinda, Brahmananda Bharati, Rupa and Sanatan, Raghunath Vaidya, Shivananda, Narayan, Shri Achyutananda, and Shri Achyutananda, the eldest son of Advaita, Vaninath, Shiki Mahidi, and innumerable other topmost devotees, both prominent and obscure, whose names are unknown to me, all forgot everything and joyfully went with the Lord to greet the devotees. They all went with the Lord in great ecstasy. They had neither external vision nor external consciousness. The lion like Śrī Advaita Ācārya and his group of Vaiṣṇavas met the Lord's group in Attara-nala. When the Lord passed by Narendra-sarovara, he saw the two groups meet. When the two groups of devotees saw each other from a distance, they all fell flat and offered obeisances to each other. When the Lord of Vaikuntha saw Advaita Ācārya in the distance, he offered obeisances with tears in his eyes. Similarly, when Śrī Advaita saw the Lord of his life in the distance, he offered repeated obeisances. Tears of love, shivering, perspiration, fainting, hairs standing on end, loud roaring, and offering obeisances was all that could be seen at that time. Although the two groups of devotees offered their obeisances to one another, no one knew who was offering obeisances to whom, because they were all absorbed in Lord Chaitanya's loving mellows. Whether junior or senior, learned or not, they all chanted the names of Hari and offered obeisances. The Lord also offered his obeisances along with the devotees, and Advaita Ācārya did likewise. After offering obeisances in this way, the two groups of devotees merged together and exchanged greetings. At that place, the devotees joyfully met each other and loudly chanted the name of Hari while crying in ecstasy. A human being cannot possibly describe all this. Only Ved Vyas and Ananta Shesh are able. Okay, so that's where we left up yesterday. Advaita dekhiya Prabhu loilen kole, sinchilen angatana premananda jale. Seeing Advaita, the Lord embraced him and soaked him with tears of ecstatic love. One thing, I need to drink some water. I'm feeling. Okay. So the Lord embraced him and soaked him with tears of ecstatic love. Advaita Prabhu appeared to be the incarnation of bliss, as he recited a verse while offering obeisances to the Lord. Sorry, did I not read this? Shloka Pori Advaita Kore Namaskar Hoilen Advaita Ananda Avatar. He is the Ananda Avatar. Jata Saja Ani Chila Prabhu Puji Bare Shabdravya Pasarila Kichu Nahi Spure. He completely forgot about whatever items he had brought for worshiping the Lord. Hare Krishna Mitandikar. Ananda Advaita Singha Koren Hunkar. Ailu Boli Dake Bar Bar. In great happiness, the lion like Śrī Advaita loudly roared and repeatedly exclaimed, I brought you, Anilu, Anilu. Heno she hoilo ati ucha hari dwani, loka loka purna hoilo, heno anumani. At that point, the loud vibration of the holy names of the Lord filled the entire universe. Vaiṣṇaver ki daya agyana jatta jan, tahara o hari bole koroye krandan. What to speak of the Vaishnavas? Even the fools cried and chanted the name of Hari. Gaudiya Bhashya. By Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. There are two classes of people in this world, the Vaishnavas and the fools. Those who are averse to the devotional service of Hari are fools, and those servants of Hari who are averse to material enjoyment are Vaishnavas. Although every living entity is by nature a Vaishnav, they are nevertheless divided into two classes, those who are inclined to the Supreme Lord and those who are averse to him. Sarva bhakta goshti anyonye gala dhori. Anande rodhana kore bole hari hari. All the devotees embraced one another as they chanted the name of Hari and cried in joy. Advaitere shabe korilen namaskar, jahar nimitta Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata. They all offered obeisances to Advaita Prabhu, who is the cause of Lord Chaitanya's advent. Maha ucha dvani maha kori sankirtan, dui goshti korite lagila totokhan. Then the two groups of devotees made a great commotion as they engaged in the loud performance of Sankirtan. Hari Bol Surya. Kota keba nache keba kondi ke gai, keba kondi ke pori gara gari jai. So the two groups of devotees made a loud commotion as they engaged in the loud performance of Sankirtan. No one knew who was dancing where, who was singing in what way, or who was rolling on the ground in which direction. Prabhu dekhi shave hoila anande vival, Prabhu o nachen majhe parama mangal. Everyone became overwhelmed with happiness on seeing the Lord, and the Lord made everything most auspicious by dancing in their midst. Nityananda Advaite Koriya Koli Nache Dui Matta Singha Hoi Kutuhali. Nityananda and Advaita embraced each other and danced like two mad lions. Sarva Vaiṣṇavere Prabhu Dhori Jane Jane Alingana Koren Parama Priti Mane. The Lord embraced each and every Vaishnav with great affection. Bhaktanath Bhaktavash Bhakter Jivan Bhakta Gola Dhori Prabhu Koren Rodan. Lord Chaitanya, who is the Lord of the devotees, who is controlled by the devotees, and who is the life of the devotees, cried as he embraced the devotees. Gaudiya Bhashya. In the Śrīmad Bhagavatam 8.328, it is stated, Prapanna palaya duranta shaktaye kad indriyanam anavapya vartmane. You are the protector of the surrendered souls, and you possess unlimited energy, but you are unapproachable by those who are unable to control their senses. In the Śrīmad Bhagavatam 10.9.19, it is stated, Evam sandarshita hyanga harina bhritavashyata svavashenapi Kṛṣṇena yasedam sheshvaram vashe. Sorry, I don't know why I couldn't do that. O Maharaj Parikshit, this entire universe, with its great exalted demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and Lord Indra, is under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet the Supreme Lord has one transcendental attribute. He comes under the control of his devotees. This was now exhibited by Kṛṣṇa in this pastime. Jagannātha Dever Agyai Shekhan Sahasra Sahasramala Ailo Chandan. By the order of Lord Jagannāth, sandalwood pulp and thousands of flower garlands were brought there at that time. Gaudiya Bhashya. Lord Jagannāth, as the Chaita Guru, the spiritual master within the heart, ordered his Nilachal servants to honor the visiting devotees by offering garlands to them. Those were Bhagavad Agyamalas, garlands signifying the Lord's order. Agyamala deki harshe Shri Gauranga Rai, agre dila Śrī Advaita Singher Golai. Seeing the garland sent by Jagannath, Lord Gaurasundar became very happy and first garlanded Śrī Advaita Ācārya. Sarva Vaiṣṇavera anga Śrī Haste apane, paripurna korilen malai chandane. The Lord then garlanded and applied sandalwood paste on each devotee with his own hand. Dekhiya Prabhur Kripa Sarva Bhaktagan, Bahutuli Uchai Sware Koren Krandan. Seeing this display of the Lord's mercy, all the devotees raised their arms and cried loudly. Shabe magenvar Shri Charana Dhori Janma Janma Jeno Prabhu Tomana Pasari. The devotees held the lotus feet of the Lord and asked the following benediction. They said, may we never forget you, life after life. Ki manusha pashu paki hoy jatha tata tomar charana jeno dekhiye sarvata. Wherever we may take birth, as human beings, animals, or birds, may we always see your lotus feet. E vara deho prabhu karuna sagar, par parma dhori kande sab anuchar. O Lord, O ocean of mercy, please give us this benediction. The devotees cried out in this way as they held the lotus feet of the Lord. Vaiṣṇava grihini jata pativrata gan, dure thaki prabhu dekhi koroye krandan. The chaste wives of the Vaishnavas began to cry as they stood gazing at the Lord from a distance. Tasavar premadhare antanahi pai, shabe Vaishnavi shakti bheda kichunai. So the chaste wives of the Vaishnavas, they began to cry as they stood gazing at the Lord from a distance. There is no end to their affection for the Lord, for they were all expansions of the Supreme Lord's internal energy. Vaishnavi Shakti. Jnana Bhakti Joge Shabe Patir Saman Kohiya Achin Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata. They were all as good as their husbands in knowledge and devotion. This was the verdict of Lord Chaitanya. Gaudiya Bhashya. One should discuss the following verse from Śrīmad Bhagavatam 12:12-55. Avismriti Krishna Padaravindayo Kshinotya Bhadrani Chashang Tanoti Satvasya Shuddhim Paramatma Bhaktim Jnanam Chavijnana Viraga Yuktam. Remembrance of Lord Krishna's lotus feet destroys everything inauspicious and awards the greatest good fortune. It purifies the heart and bestows devotion for the Supreme Soul, along with knowledge enriched with realization and renunciation. Emata Vadya Gita Nritya Sankirtane Ailen Shabai Choliya Prabhur Sane. In this way, all the devotees entered town with the Lord while singing, dancing, chanting, and playing musical instruments. Heno shehoilo prem bhaktir prakash, heno nahi deki jar na hoy ulas. There was such a manifestation. There was such a manifestation of ecstatic love that not even a single person was unhappy. Athara nala hoite dasha danda hoile, Mahāprabhu ailen Narendra kule. Mahāprabhu led them from Atharanala to the bank of Narendra-sarovara in 10 dandas. That means about 4 hours. Eno kale Rama-Kṛṣṇa Śrī Yatra Govinda Jal keli koribare aila Narendra. At that time, Balarāma, Kṛṣṇa, and Govinda, the Vijay Vigraha, arrived at Narendra-sarovara for performing water sports. Gaudiya Bhashya. In the Skanda Puran, Utkal-khaṇḍa, chapter 29, it is stated, Vaiṣakhasya site pakke tritiyakshaya samkika tatramam lepayer ganda lepanar atishovanam. Sorry. Isn't Akshaya Tritiya coming up really soon? Smear fragrant sandalwood paste on my body on the day of Akshaya Tritiya during the waxing moon in the month of Vaishak. Shri Purushottam Dev ordered his servants, the exalted Vaishnav Shri Indradumna Dev, to smear fragrant sandalwood paste on his body on the day of Akshaya Tritiya during the waxing moon in the month of Vaishak. Following this, even today, Lord Jagannath's Vijay Vigraha, Śrī Madan Mohan, is brought to on a palanquin from the temple of to Śrī Narendra-sarovara every day from Akshay Tritiya in Vaishak up to the 8th day of the waning moon in Jeshta. Yeah, I've been there. I've been there for that many times. Śrī Madan Mohan Dev enjoys these boat pastimes in the lake along with his ministers headed by Lokanath and Mahadev. Since the Candana-yātrā festival of Śrī Madan Mohan is held in Narendra-sarovara, the lake is also called Chandan Pukur. The phrase Śrī Yatra refers to Candana-yātrā. When is Akshay Tritiya? It's on the 11th. So in 3 weeks from now. In 3 weeks from now, we'll be celebrating this festival that we're reading about right now. Oh, Sudevi had it down right away. She knew. Okay. Haridwani kola holo mridanga kahal shanka bheri jaya dhaka bajaye vishal. There was a tumultuous vibration of the chanting of the Lord's holy names, mixed with the sounds of mridangas, conch shells, kettle drums, and other large drums. Sahasra sahasra chhatra pataka chamar chaturdike shobha kore parama sundar. The scene was beautified with thousands of umbrellas, flags, and chamars on all sides. Maha jai jai shabda hara maha hari dvani iha boy ar kon shabda nahi shuni. No sounds could be heard other than the loud chanting of Jai, Jai, and Hari, Hari. Maha Jai Jai Shabda, Maha Hari Dvani. Rama Krishna Śrī Govinda Maha Kutuhale Uttarila Asi Shabe Narendrer Kule. In this way, Balarāma, Krishna, and Govinda, the Vijay Vigraha, they are all Vijay Vigrahas. They were brought to the bank of Narendra-sarovara with great pomp. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word Narendra refers to Śrī Narendra-sarovara. What about the Panchapanda? Jagannātha Goshti Śrī Caitanya Goshti Sane Mishaila Tana O Pulila Sankirtane. The associates of Lord Jagannath and the associates of Lord Chaitanya mixed together, and everyone forgot themselves in the ecstasy of Sankirtan. Dui Goshti Eka Hoy Ki Hoilo Ananda Ki Vaikunta Sukha Asi Hoilo Murti Manta. Such happiness was experienced when the two groups joined together. Such happiness was experienced when the two groups joined together that it seemed as if the happiness of Vaikuntha had appeared in person. Oh. I think I need to walk around while I read. Chaturdike loker ananda antana sab koren korayen Chaitanya Goshai. Lord Chaitanya personally enjoyed endless happiness and distributed that happiness to everyone in the 4 directions. Like in the comments. Once again, I'm just unplugging my computer. Oh wait, let me shut up this nature sound. Dude, burn. Okay. Chaturdike loker ananda antanai Sab koren korayen Chaitanya Goshai. Lord Chaitanya personally enjoyed endless happiness and distributed that happiness to everyone in the four directions. Rama Krishna Shri Govinda Uthila Nokai Chaturdike Bhaktagan Chamara Dhulai. Balaram, Krishna, and Govinda were then placed in a boat, while devotees on all sides fanned them with chamas. Rama Krishna Shri Govinda Nokai Vijay Dekhiya Santosha Shri Gauranga Mahasha. Lord Gauranga felt satisfied. Lord Gauranga felt satisfied on seeing the boat festival of Balaram, Krishna, and Govinda. Prabhu O Shakala Bhakta Loy Kutuhale Champadiya Porilen Narendra Jale. Then the Lord and his devotees all joyfully jumped into the waters of Narendra-sarovara. Shunobai Shri Krishna Caitanya-bhāgavata Jai Rupe Narendra Jale Korila Vihar. Oh, brothers, now hear the pastimes performed by Shri Krishna Chaitanya in the waters of Narendra-sarovara. Purve Jamunai Jeno Shishugan Meli Mandali Hoya Korilen Jal Keli. Previously, the Lord and his cowherd boyfriends formed circles and enjoyed water sports in the Yamuna. Shei Rupe Shakal Vaiṣṇavgan Meli Paraspar Kore Dhori Hoila Mandali. In the same way, the Lord and his devotees now form circles in the water by holding each other's hands. Gora deshe jal keli ache koya name she jal krida aram bhilen aprathame. They began their water sports with one well Bengali water sport named koya. Tumi jano koya ki ache? Ekta jal krida ache koya. Koa. That's how you say it. Koa. Sorry, I pronounced it bad. That's why you couldn't understand. Koa. Acha. Koa. Okay. It's so well said that they still do at Nityananda's Janmastan, they still do some koa thing, koa in the water. Check that out. Okay. Koa koa boli kara tali den jale jale badya bajayin Vaishnav shokole. The Vaishnavas called out, koa, koa. They clapped their hands in the water and produced musical sounds by hitting the water in a certain way. Oh my God, I'm very curious to see this now. I'll have to look it up on YouTube. Gokuler Shishu Bhav Hoilo Sabar Prabhu O Hoila Gokulendra Avatar. The devotees became absorbed in the mood of cowherd boys of Gokul, and the Lord accepted the mood of Krishna, the Lord of Gokul. Bahya nahi karo shave anande vival nirbhoy ishwar dehe shave den jal. Overwhelmed in ecstasy, the devotees forgot everything and fearlessly splashed water on the Lord. Advaita Chaitanya duhe jal phela pheli pratame lagila duhe mahakutuhali. Lord Chaitanya and Advaita Ācārya began by splashing water in great sport on each other. Advaita haren kone kone va ishvar nirghata nayane jal den paraspar. While forcefully splashing water in the eyes of each other, sometimes Advaita would be defeated, and the next moment, the Lord would be defeated. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word nirghat means forcefully or vigorously. Nityananda Gadadhar Shri Puri Goshai Tin Jane Jal Judha Karo Hari Nai. Nityananda Prabhu, Gadadhar, and Puri Goswami all began water fights with one another, yet none of them were defeated. Datte Gupte Jal Judha Lage Bar Bar, Paranande Dui Jane Koren Hunkar. Mukunda Datta, Mukunda Datta and Murari Gupta had repeated water fights in which they shouted loudly in ecstasy. Tui Sakha Vidyanidhi Swarup Damodar Hasya Anande Jal Den Paraspar. The two friends, Pundarik Vidyanidhi and Swarup Damodar, smiled as they splashed water on each other in great ecstasy. Shrivas Shri Ram Hari Das Vakreshwar Gangadas Gopinath Shri Chandrasekhar Mata Anyonye Den Shabe Jal Chaitanya Ulasisa Shabe Hoila Viva. Shrivas Shri Ram Haridas Vakreshwar Gangadas Gopinath and Chandrasekhar all became overwhelmed in the ecstasy of Lord Chaitanya's pastimes as they splashed water on one another. Shri Govinda Ram Kṛṣṇa Vijay Nokai Lakha Lakha Lok Jale Harishe Bedai. Hundreds of thousands of people in the water took great pleasure as Balaram, Kṛṣṇa, and Govinda, the Vijay Vigrahas, rode in a boat. She jale bishai sannyasi brahmachari sabe anande bhashe jal krida kori. Sannyasis, brahmacharis, and householders all sported in the waters of Narendra-sarovara and floated in waves of bliss. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word bishai refers to materially attached persons in the grihastha ashram. Heno she chaitanya maya she stane asite karo shakti nahi keho na pae dekhite. The influence of Lord Chaitanya is such that less fortunate persons could neither see nor enter that place. Alpa bhagya Śrī Caitanya goshti nahi pae keval bhaktirvash Chaitanya Goshai. Those who are less fortunate cannot be counted among the associates of Lord Chaitanya, who is controlled only by devotion. Gaudiya Bhashya. Haribol Hari Hari Guru and Bhavatarani Mataji. Gaudiya Bhashya. One who is not qualified to be included among the associates of Śrī Caitanya simply on the strength of ordinary piety or advanced. One is not qualified. One is not to be included among the associates of Śrī Caitanya simply by the strength of ordinary piety or advanced moral life. Accomplishments and extraneous desires, fruitive activities, speculative knowledge, and mystic perfection are examples of insignificant piety. Pure devotional service alone is able to diminish the reactions of such activities, and only then is one able to attain the mercy of Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Dev. In his commentary on the Vedanta Sutra 3350, Śrī Madhvacharya has quoted the Matar Shruti as follows. This is a famous verse. Bhaktir evainam nayati, bhaktir evainam darshayati, bhakti vasha purusha, bhaktir eva bhuyasi. Only devotional service can lead one to the personality of Godhead. Only devotional service can help a devotee meet the Supreme Lord face to face. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is attracted by devotional service, and as such, the ultimate supremacy of Vedic knowledge rests in knowing the science of devotional service. And in Vedanta Sutra 3354, Śrī Madhvacharya has quoted the following verse. Bhakti sta parama vishnus tataiva vainam vashe nayet tataiva darshanam yatha pradadyan muktim etaya. Lord Vishnu dwells in devotional service. The Supreme Lord Vishnu is controlled only by devotional service. Only through devotional service can one attain his darshan, and only through devotional service does he award one liberation. Bhakti bina keval vidyai tapasyai, kichu nahi hoy shabe dukha matra pai. Knowledge and austerity have no value without devotional service. They bring only misery. Gaudiya Bhashya. Proficiency in knowledge and austerities that are opposed to the service of the Supreme Lord certainly result in distress. Only a person who has devotion to the Supreme Lord is qualified in real knowledge and austerity. In the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam 11.12.9, it is stated, Yam na yogena sankhena dana vrata tapodvarai vyakya swadhyaya sannyasya prapnuyad yatnavan api. Even though one engages with great endeavor in the mystic yoga system, philosophical speculation, charity, vows, penances, ritualistic sacrifices, teaching of Vedic mantras to others, personal study of the Vedas, or the renounced order of life, still one cannot achieve me. The Śrīmad Bhāgavatam 11.14 verses 20 to 21 further states, Asadayat imam yogo nasankyam dharma uddhava naswadhyayas tapastyago yata bhaktir mamorjita bhaktyaham ekaya grahya shraddhayatma priyasatam bhakti punatiman nishta shvapakan apisambhavat. My dear Uddhav, the unalloyed devotional service rendered to me by my devotees brings me under their control. I cannot be thus controlled by those engaged in mystic yoga, Sankhya philosophy, pious work, Vedic study, austerity, or renunciation. Only by practicing unalloyed devotional service with full faith in me can one obtain me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am naturally dear to my devotees, who take me as the only goal of their loving service. By engaging in such pure devotional service, even dog eaters can purify themselves from the contamination of their low birth. Shakshate dekoho she nila chale, eteko chaitanya sankirtana kutuhale. One can realize the superiority of devotional service by the blissful sankirtan pastimes of Lord Chaitanya and Nilachal. Jata Mahajan Nama Sanyasi Shakal Dekite O Bhagya Karo Dekite O Bhagya Karo Nahilo Viral. All the so-called Mahajans and Sannyasis were unable to see such pastimes because they were less fortunate. Arabole Chaitanya Vedanta Pathatari Ki karje ba koren kirtan, Ki karje ba koren kirtan hura huri. They would say, why did Chaitanya leave the study of Vedanta and make a big show of kirtan? Hura huri. Let's look up that word, hura huri. 1 second. Right, is it? Hura. Wait. Hura. There it is. Hura huri means struggling, tussle, jostling, wrangling, scrambling, scuffle, hurry. Hura huri kora. To jostle or push each other, scuffle. Okay. Gaudiya Bhashya. The impersonalistic so-called Vedantists, who cannot understand the actual purport of Vedanta, become arrogant with pride over their knowledge nourished by false ego, rather than becoming intoxicated with ecstatic love for Kṛṣṇa. They are logicians, self-proclaimed scholars, averse to service, and bewildered by false ego. In the Hari Bhakti Vilas 11.181, the Vishnu Dharmottara is quoted as follows. Rig Vedo hi Yajurveda Sama Vedo Pyatarvana Adhitas Tena Yenoktam Harir Ityakshara Dvayam. A person who chants those two syllables, Ha-ri, has already studied the 4 Vedas, Sama, Rig, Yajur, and Atharva. In the Hari Bhakti Vilas 11.182, the Skanda Puran is quoted as follows. Maricho ma yajustata masama partakinchana govindeti harer nama gayam gayasva nityasha. My dear son, there is no need to study the Rig Veda, there's no need to study the Yajur Veda, and there's no need to study the Sama Veda. Just always chant the holy names of Hari, such as Govinda. The Padma Puran is quoted in the Hari Bhakti Vilas 11.183 as follows. Vishnur ekaikanamapi sarvavedadikam matam tadrik nama sahasrena rama nama samam smritam. One name of Lord Vishnu is superior to all the Vedas, and one name of Lord Ram is equal to 1,000 names of Vishnu. See also Śrīmad Bhagavatam 3.33.7. In the Brihan Naradiya Puran 25.54, it is stated, Vedanta abhyasa nirata shanto danto jitendriya nirdandvo nirahankaro nirmama sarvada bhavit. Persons who study Vedanta are always peaceful, forgiving, self-controlled, and free from dualities, false ego, and false sense of proprietorship. Sarvadai pranaya. I was thinking of singing. God, my brain's like not functioning right now. Sarvadai pranayam eshe jati dharma nachibe kandibe e ki sannyasir karma. The duty of a sannyasi is to always practice pranayam. But he's dancing. So this is what the Mayavadi sannyasis are saying. The duty of a sannyasi is to always practice pranayam, but he is dancing and crying instead. Is this the business of a sannyasi? Gaudiya Bhashya. The occupation of non-devotee so-called sannyasis is to always remain engaged in the practice of purak, kumbhak, and rechak. That means inhaling the breath is called purak, sustaining it within is called kumbhak, and finally exhaling it is called rechak. But Tridandi sannyasis are concerned with controlling the three urges of the body, mind, and speech. The duty of genuine Tridandi sannyasis inclined to the service of Kṛṣṇa is to perform kirtan rather than observe silence, display anger to those who are envious of the devotees, make friendship with devotees, engage in the service of Kṛṣṇa rather than engage the body, mind, and speech in pursuit of sense gratification. But foolish, proud people consider dancing and singing an ecstatic love for Kṛṣṇa as equal to dancing and singing based on material enjoyment. That is the foolishness of those who profess to be synthesizers of matter and spirit. Tahate je shab uttamanyasi gan tara bole Śrī Krishna Chaitanya Mahajan. The best of the sannyasis, however, would say, Śrī Krishna Chaitanya is a Mahajan. Keho bole gyani keho bole boro bhakta prashangsena sabe keho na janen tattva. Some persons would call him a gyani, and some persons would call him a great devotee. In this way, they would praise him without knowing his real identity. E mata jala krida ranga kutuhale koren ishwar sange Vaiṣṇava shakole. In this way, all the Vaishnavas enjoyed sporting in the water with the Lord. Purva jeno jala krida hoilo jamunai shesha bhaktaloi Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata. Lord Chaitanya and his associates enjoyed the same water sports as they had previously enjoyed in the Yamuna. Jai prasada pailen janavi Yamuna Narendra jalir o hoilo she bhagyas. Narendra jalir o hoilo she bhagyasima. The same mercy attained by the Ganga and the Yamuna was now attained by Narendra-sarovara. E shakal lila jeev udhar karane karma bandha chinde iha shravane patane. Oops, let me plug in this mic. All these pastimes are performed to deliver the living entities. By hearing and studying these topics, one's bondage to fruitive activities is destroyed. Tabe Prabhu Jala Krida Sampanna Koriya Jagannātha Dekite Cholila Sabaloya. After finishing his water sports, Lord Chaitanya went with his devotees. Haribo Rukmini Didi and Rasapriya Didi and Vishaka Didi and Ganga Mataji. Haribo. Okay, so the Lord and his devotees, I'll say. Yeah, so after finishing his water sports, Lord Chaitanya went with his devotees to see Lord Jagannātha. Jagannātha Deki Prabhu Sarva Bhaktagan. Lagila Korite Shabe Anandero Dhan. The Lord and his devotees all began to cry in ecstasy on seeing Lord Jagannath. Jagannātha Deki Prabhu Hoyen Vival. Ananda Dharai Anga Titila Shakal. On seeing Jagannath, Lord Chaitanya became overwhelmed, and his whole body became soaked with tears of ecstasy. Advaitadi Bhakta Goshti Dekhen Santoshe Keval Ananda Sindhu Madhye Shabe Bhashe. All the devotees headed by Advaita Prabhu looked on with great satisfaction and floated in the ocean of bliss. Duidike Shachal Nishchal Jagannath Dekhi Dekhi Bhakta Goshti Hoy Dandapat. The devotees fell flat, offering obeisances to both the moving and the non-moving Lord of the universe. Okay, Haribol Kṛṣṇa Mai Didi. Dandavat pranams. Yes, totally understand. Yeah. Yeah, it's super late where you are. I totally understand. Haribol Gopal Ganesham Prabhu. I didn't see you before. Okay. Okay, so the devotees fell flat, offering obeisances to both moving and the non-moving Lord of the universe. Kashi Mishra Ani Jagannather Golar, Mala Ani Anga Bhusha Koilen Savar. Kashi Mishra then brought Lord Jagannath garlands and decorated the devotees. Mala Loy Prabhu Mahabhoy Bhakti Kori, Shiksha Guru Narayan Nyasi Vesha Dhori. The original instructing spiritual master, Lord Chaitanya, who is Narayan dressed as a sannyasi, accepted the garland of Lord Jagannath with great reverence and devotion. Gaudiya Bhashya. For a sannyasi, there is no prescription for accepting objects of enjoyment like sandalwood paste or scented oils. Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Dev accepted the garland of Śrī Jagannath with great respect to display an attitude of service and to preach in this world the purport of the verse, Prapanchikataya Buddhya Hari Sambandhi Vastuna Mumukshu Bi Parityago Vairagyam Falgukatyate. When persons eager to achieve liberation renounce things related to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, thinking them to be material, their renunciation is called incomplete. Vaiṣṇava tulasī ganga prasader bhakti teho se janen anye na dhare she shakti. Only Lord Chaitanya knows the glories of the Vaiṣṇavas, Tulsi, the Ganga, and Mahaprasad. No one else has the ability to know. Gaudiya Bhashya. Sri Mahāprabhu alone knows how to respect the Vaishnava devotees, Tulsi, Ganga, and the Lord's Prasad. Apart from Sri Mahāprabhu, others consider these objects equal to ordinary objects. Vaishnaver bhakti e dekhana shakshat, Mahashrami Vaishnavere kore dandapat. The Lord demonstrated Vaishnav behavior by offering respect to other Vaishnavas. Gaudiya Bhashya. Among the four ashrams, the sannyas ashram is the topmost. Although he was situated in the sannyas ashram, Sri Gaurasundar displayed the pastime of offering obeisances to Vaishnavas situated in other ashrams. If even a young boy is situated in a sannyas ashram, he is offered obeisances by his father and mother. Although a father is supposed to always be respected by his son, after the son takes sannyas, the father must offer respect to his sannyasi son. Wow. Sannyasa grahana koile eno dharma tar pita asi putrere koren namaskar. Religious principles prescribe that a father should offer respect to his son after the son accepts sannyas. Ataiva sannyasashrama sabarbandita sannyasi namaskara sebihita. Therefore, the sannyas order is to be respected by all. It is prescribed that a sannyasi should offer obeisances to other sannyasis. Gaudiya Bhashya. The Smritis have prescribed the atonement for not offering obeisances to sannyasis as follows. Oh my God. Yikes. So there's atonement if you don't offer pranams to sannyasis. What is that? Devata pratimam drishtva yatti chaiva tridandinam namaskaram nakuryachched upavasena shuddhyati. One who does not offer respect to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to his deity in the temple, to a Tridandi sannyasi, must purify himself by fasting. Wow. In his commentary on Bhagavad Gita 5.2, Śrī Madhvacharya quotes the Naradiya Purana as follows. Sannyasas tu turiyo yo nishkriyakya sadharmaka na tasmar utamo dharmo loke kashchana vidyate. The fourth spiritual order is sannyas, in which one renounces all kinds of activities. There is no superior religious principle in the world than this. Oh, Hare Krishna Vilas Manjari. Haribo, Dandavat Pranam. Okay. Tatapi ashrama dharma chari Vaiṣṇavere shiksha guru Śrī Kṛṣṇa apane namaskare. Still, the Lord, who is Shiksha Guru Kṛṣṇa, rejected ashram dharma to offer obeisances to the Vaishnavas. Generally, sannyasis are only supposed to offer pranam to other sannyasis, but Mahāprabhu rejected this and offered pranams to the Vaishnavas. Gaudiya Bhashya. Persons situated in the topmost ashram generally show affection to persons situated in lower ashrams. They do not offer them obeisances, but Shiksha Guru Śrī Kṛṣṇa personally offers obeisances to a Vaishnava. Tulasīr bhakti ebe shuno man diya je rupe koilen lila tulasī loya. Now hear attentively the pastime of how Lord Chaitanya exhibited devotion for tulasī. Just on this topic of tulasī, Devi, right before we started this program, I asked Madhav Maharaj a question about watering tulasī on Dwadashi. You want to hear what he said? Because I've seen different things. I've seen some people. Let's see what Madhav Maharaj says. He says,
Hare Krishna Madhukar Prabhu Dandavat Pranam. By the way, there is one answer. If tulasī is dying, without water, then have to give. Otherwise, better not. Hare Krishna.
Okay. So that is Madhav Maharaj's answer. I put the question on Facebook also, but now I just heard an answer from Madhav Maharaj. If Tulsi Devi is dying, she's like really dried up and she's thirsty, then you should give water on Dwadashi. Otherwise, not. I'm going to tell Subal because he didn't believe me. Yeah.
Sorry, Prabhu, come again.
So,
Prabhu, what do you say?
On Dwadashi, we should not water Tulsi Devi. On Dwadashi, don't water Tulsi unless Tulsi's in a state where she's dying, she absolutely needs water. Then you can water her on he said if she's dying, then you can give water on Dwadashi to Tulsi Devi. Otherwise, on Dwadashi, we should not pick Tulsi or water her. That's what.
What about the other days, like and those also you cannot pluck the tulsi?
Oh, yeah. So there's on Sankranti, on Sunday, on Amavasya, and on Purnima, right? Many people don't follow, and there's a verse in Hari Bhakti Vilas that says not to. I wrote a whole thing on this for the Archandipika, new edition of Archandipika. I'm going to show you what I wrote there. Let's see if I can find it. Oops. Here. Oops. Yeah, I just looked into this topic recently. Hey, where's the one that I just did?
You can, I think
Anyways,
you can share, Prabhu. Group,
yeah, I'll share. I'll share.
Okay.
But yeah,
It's
anyways,
very common. It's very common Tulsi service. So everyone knows. Yeah. Thank you.
but I'll just tell you basically, what it says in Hari Bhakti Vilas is that one should not pick Tulsi on all those days I just mentioned, Amavasya, Purnima, Sankranti, Sunday, like that. But that applies, but for Vaishnavas, they only pick Tulsi they only don't pick Tulsi on Dwadashi. And that's not just Dwadashi, like the day of Dwadashi, but like from when the Titi begins and when the Titi ends. So lots of times Dwadashi begins on Akadashi. Sometimes Dwadashi begins like early in the morning on Akadashi. So it's really important to look at the calendar and see what time Dwadashi begins and then what time it ends. And then also if it ends on, also if it ends like, say Dwadashi ends today at, 2 p.m., still we should not pick Tulsi for the rest of the day also. So those are two things from not picking Tulsi. But if you're picking Tulsi not for Kṛṣṇa, but we should only pick Tulsi for Kṛṣṇa. But if you're not picking Tulsi for Kṛṣṇa, then definitely you should not pick her on Purnima, Amavasya, Sankranti, like all these other days. But since we're using it in the service of Kṛṣṇa only, then it's just on Dwadashi that we don't pick Tulsi. That's what it says in Hari Bhakti Vilas. Okay. Okay, so tulasīr bhakti ebe shunuman diya je rupe koilen lila tulasi loya. Now hear attentively the pastime of how Lord Chaitanya exhibited devotion for Tulsi. Ek shudra bhande divya mritika puriya tulasi dekhen she ghate aropiya. One day the Lord took a small clay pot, filled it with choice dirt, and planted Tulsi in it. Prabhu bole ami tulasi re na dekhile, bhalo nahi baso jeno matsya bine jale. The Lord then said, if I don't see Tulsi, I cannot survive, just as a fish cannot survive without water. Wow, that's beautiful. And Rup Manjari Didi, yes, it does mention in Hari Bhakti Vilas Sunday. Yeah, but that's not for, yeah, anyways, I already explained. Okay, that's so beautiful. If I don't see Tulsi, I cannot survive, just as a fish cannot survive without water. Jabe chale sankhyanam koriya grahan, tulasi loya agre chale ekajan. Whenever the Lord would chant japa while walking in the street, he would have someone carry a tulsi plant before him. Paschate cholen Prabhu tulasi dekhiya, poroye ananda dhara Śrī anga bahiya. As the Lord followed behind, looking at Tulsi, tears of ecstasy would flow down his body. Sankhyanam loite jesthane Prabhu vaise, tathai rakhen tulasi re Prabhu pashe. When the Lord would sit to chant japa, a tulsi plant would be placed next to him. Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase Sankhyanam is explained as follows. It is the injunction that one should chant the holy names a prescribed number of times on tulsi beads. In this case, it is understood that the Lord chanted a fixed number of names while sitting next to a tulsi plant. Śrī Gaurasundar exhibited the pastime of associating with Keshav Priya Tulsi to teach those who do not consider the association of Kṛṣṇa Priya Tulsi as favorable to devotional service, but rather accept her as an ordinary plant. Tulsi is Tadiya, are related to Kṛṣṇa. The endeavors of those who are eager to serve Kṛṣṇa by transgressing his dear servants are futile. In this regard, one should discuss the following verse. Abhyarchayitva govindam tadiyan archayanti ye na te Vishnu prasadasya bhajanam dampika jana. Proud persons who worship Lord Kṛṣṇa but do not worship the Lord's devotees do not attain Lord Kṛṣṇa's mercy. Tulasī re dekhen japen sankhyanam e bhakti joger tattva ke bujhibe ano. The Lord would constantly look at Tulsi while chanting. Who can understand this principle of devotional service? Unashe sankhyanam sampurna koriya cholen ishwar sange tulasī loiya. After chanting the holy names a fixed number of times, the Lord would return with Tulsi, again carried in front. Shiksha Guru Narayan, Jai Korayan Shiksha, Taha Jai Manoe, She Jana Pai Rakha. Only one who accepts the teachings of Shiksha Guru Narayan receives protection from him. Jagannātha Dekhi Jagannātha Namaskari, Vasai Chalila Ghoshti Shange Gaur Hari. After seeing and offering obeisances to Lord Jagannāth, Gaur Hari returned to his residence with his devotees. Jai Bhaktir Jenoru, Chitter Vasana, She Rupa Siddha Kore Sabar Kamana. Whatever desires those devotees had within their hearts were all fulfilled. Putra Pray Kori Shabe Rakhilen Kache, Niravadi Bhakta Shab Thake Prabhu Pache. The Lord treated the devotees like his own children, and they would always remain with the Lord. Gaudiya Bhashya. Gaurasundar would always give the happiness of his association to the devotees by affectionately keeping them with him. It is stated, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tangs tataiva bhajamyaham. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. That's Bhagavad Gita 4:11. According to the purport of this verse, all classes of devotees receive the opportunity to serve the Lord according to their own mentality. Jatika Vaiṣṇava Gora Deshe Nila Chale, Ekatre Thakin Shabe Kṛṣṇa Kutuhale. All the Vaishnavas from Bengal and Nilachal stayed together, blissfully absorbed in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Shvetadvip Nivasi o Jateka Vaishnav, Chaitanya Prasade Dekhi Lekha Lokashav. By the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, people were able to see all those devotees, some of whom were residents of Shvetadvip. Gaudiya Bhashya. In the Mahabharata Shanti Parva 344-43 and Shanti Parva 336-30, it is stated, Tatra je purusha shveta panchendriya vivarjita pratibudhash chate sarve bhaktascha purushottame. All the residents of Shvetadvip are devoid of the 5 material senses. In other words, their bodies are not composed of the 5 material elements. They are learned and devoted to the Supreme Lord Purushottam. Anindriya nirahara anishpanda sugandhina ekantinas te purusha shvetadvipa nivasina. They have no material senses. They can survive without eating, and they do not engage in material activities. Their bodies have a nice fragrance. These residents of Shvetadvip are my unalloyed devotees. We're near the end now. Śrī Mukhe Advaita, sorry, Śrī Mukhe Advaita Chandra bar bar kohe, Esha Vaishnava Devataro Drishyana hai. Devataro Drishyana hai. Sorry. Advaita Acharya would repeatedly declare, all these Vaishnavas cannot be seen by even the demigods. Gaudiya Bhashya. As a result of piety, living entities attain the position of demigods. And as a result of sinful activities, they take birth in demoniac species and become attached to sinful activities. The devotees of the Lord are worshipable and are desired to be seen by even those who, as a result of pious activities, have become demigods. This was repeatedly declared by Śrī Advaita Prabhu. Rodan Koriya Kohe Chaitanya Charane, Vaiṣṇava Dekhilo Prabhu Tomar Karane. Crying while holding the feet of Lord Chaitanya, he said, O Lord, only because of you am I able to see all these Vaishnavas. Esha Vaishnava Avatare Avatari, Prabhu Avatare Iha Shabe Agre Kori. The Lord, who is the source of all incarnations, would first have his devotees appear in this world, and then he himself would advent. Jai Rupe Pradumna Aniruddha Sankarshan, Shri Rupa Lakshman Bharata Shatrughna. Shatrughna. Pradumna, Aniruddha, and Sankarshan incarnate. Pradumna, Aniruddha, and Sankarshan incarnate with the Lord as Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughna. Tahar Jai Rupa Prabhu Shange Avatare, Vaishnavere Shri Rupa Prabhu Agya Kore. In the same way, the Vaishnavas appear with the Lord according to his order. Ataeva Vaishnaver Janma Mrityu Nai, Shange Aisen Shange Jayen Tatai. This is a nice verse. Therefore, the Vaishnavas neither take birth nor die, but they come with the Lord and return with the Lord. They come with the Lord and return with the Lord. Dharma karma janma Vaishnaver kavu nahe, parma purane te iha vyakta kori kohe. There is no birth, fruit of reactions, or duties for the Vaishnavas. This is clearly stated in the Padma Purana. Yatha somitri bharato yatha sankarshanadaya tata te naiva jayante martya lokam yadrichaya punastenaiva yasyanti tarvishno pashvatam padam anakarma bandhanam janma vaishnavanam cha vidyate. Interesting. I'm used to seeing the verse nakarma bandhanam janma vaishnavanam cha vidyate. How does it go? Vaishnavanam cha vidyate. My God, how did I forget it? Such a common verse. Vishnu anucharatvam hi moksha. No, I don't know. Anyways, just as Bharat and Lakshman, the son of Sumitra, and just as Sankarshan and other forms of the Supreme Lord appear in this world by their own will, similarly, the Vaishnava associates of the Lord appear with the Lord and then return to the Lord's eternal abode with the Lord. Like the Lord, the Vaishnavas do not take birth according to their past karma. Karma bandhanam janma Vaishnavanam cha vidyate. Manusha. Dang it. I don't know why I can't remember it. Anyways. He namate Ishwarer Shange Bhaktagan, Preme Purna Hoya Thakin Sarvakhan. In this way, the devotees were always filled with ecstatic love in the Lord's association. Naham Tebyo Managapi. Sorry, this is killing me. I need to find out. How does the verse go? Vishnu Anucharat Tamhi. Let's see, this verse is a famous verse. Ah. Anyways, doesn't matter. There it is. Moksham. There it is. Bandhanam janma oops. Vishnu anucharattam hi moksham ahur manishina. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, so Henumate Ishware Shange Bhaktagan Preme Purna Hoya Takin Sarvakhan. In this way, the devotees were always filled with ecstatic love in the Lord's association. Bhakti Kori Jai Shunai Eshab Akyan Bhakta Shange Tare Mile Gora Bhagavan. Whoever hears these pastimes with devotion attains the association of Lord Gauranga and his devotees. Śrī Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Nityananda Chandajan Vrindavana Dasa Tachu Padajugegan. Accepting Śrī Caitanya and Nityananda Prabhu as my life and soul, I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their lotus feet. Thus ends the English translation of the Gaudiya Bhashya of Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata, Antya-khaṇḍa, chapter 8, entitled Mahāprabhu's Water Sports in Narendra-sarovara. Okay, so I'm curious to know, Koya. Subal knew, sorry, it's Koa. Koa, you're pronouncing. Subal didn't understand when I said Koya. Koa. So let's see. They began their water sports with one well-known Bengali water sport named Koa. And Subal knew what it was, and he kind of explained it to me, but I didn't totally understand. So let's see. Let's see if we can find something on YouTube. No. It's not in the dictionary. Let's see if I can find it on YouTube. Anyhow, I'm gonna end with Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Nope. Anyhow, I'm just trying to find on YouTube. Koa. It doesn't matter. Okay. Jai Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandhar Vikagiri Dhari Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju ki Jai. Jai Shri Guru Devi ki Jai. Nitil Pravishram Vishnupar Ashutara Shata Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Shri Guru Devi ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishram Vishnupar Ashutara Shata Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishram Vishnupar Ashutara Shata Shishmar Shri Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishram Vishnupar Ashutara Shata Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Shila Prabhupada ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishram Vishnupar Ashutara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishram Vishnupar Ashutara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishra Mahā-bhagavat Shila Gorksharas Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishra Shada Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishra Vaiṣṇavas Sarvabhauma Śrī Jagannātha Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Śrī Rupāno Gauriya Guru Varga ki Jai. Śrī Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Śrī Jiva Gopala Bhattadasa Gunnath Shara Goswami Prabhu ki Jai. Śrī Swarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Śrī Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki Jai. Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Thakur ki Jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय. श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जाय. सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदात गिरिराज महाराज की जाय. Śrī Radhakunda Shyamakunda ki jai, Śrī Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai, Śrī Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai, Śrī Bhakti Devi ki jai, Śrī Purnamasti Yoga Maya ki jai, Śrī Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai, Śrī Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Jai Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata ki jai. Jai, the meeting of all the devotees in Nilachal headed by Mahāprabhu and all the devotees in Bengal headed by Advaita Ācārya ki jai. Jai, the Lord's their sporting pastimes in Narendra-sarovara ki jai. Śrī Candana-yātrā ki jai. Narendra-sarovara ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Ananta-koti Vaishnava, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai, Vaiṣṇava Thakur ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Vrindai Tulsi Devaya, Priyai Keshavashacha, Kṛṣṇa Bhakti Prada Devi, Satyavataya Namo. Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaiṣṇavebhyo Namo Namo. Jai Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai, Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata ki jai, the Gaudiya Bhashya of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. All right, Dandavat Pranams, Champak Mataji, Narihari Prabhu, and Bhavatarani Mataji. Wow, there's a lot of people on Zoom before, but they all left. I wonder if I was going too slow. Sorry, I was feeling really spaced out. I am feeling really spaced out today. Hari Bol, Manjari Didi, and Nitai, Vidyalala Sadidi, Sarveshwari Mataji, Amit Dandekar, Sudevi Didi, Ganga Mataji, Vishaka Didi, Vilas Manjari Didi, Rukmini Didi, Rasapriya Didi, and everybody else. Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much for joining, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe, Hari Bol. Oh wait, tomorrow is we're not going to read from Caitanya-bhāgavata. Tomorrow we're going to be reading from Dainik Nadia Prakash. And actually, I think I'm going to make this Dainik Nadia Prakash reading. I was just talking to Srivas yesterday, and I think we're going to do it every Sunday now. So every Sunday, we will go through the articles of Dainik Nadia Prakash, published under Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, and supervised, like the main person who worked, who was in charge of it was Sri Pranavananda Brahmachari, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj when he was a Brahmachari. So we'll go through that tomorrow. And then the day after tomorrow, we're going to go through, we're going to have our Raise of the Harmonist Ishtagoshti session. We'll go through an article by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. I think we're going to go through Pratishta Parivarjan. I need to prepare it today. And if you want to get it in your inbox, I send it out. I send out a Kindle version or an EPUB version for you to read on all your devices. And I also send it laid out nicely in an email. If you want to receive that email, go to raiseoftheharmonist.com and enter your email there, and you'll receive it tomorrow at 7 a.m. India time. All right. Thank you so much. Wait, what is that? Oh, Nita says, Jai, Hobu, Hobu. That's how he says Hari Bol. Jai. That's so sweet. You have to, if you can ever catch that on film, I'd like to see that. Manjari Didi. All right. Dandavat Pranams. See you all tomorrow. Hari Bol. Habu.